Mark walks a distance of 5 kilometers east and then walks 15 kilometers north. This question asks you to calculate the total distance walked by Mark and then calculate his displacement. So let's start by drawing a simple diagram. First of all, we'll mark on north. I will change the pen colour and he's going to walk 5 kilometers east and then he's going to walk 15 kilometers north, finishing up here, and of course he started here. So when you're calculating distance, that's just the total distance that he's walked. So the distance travelled is equal to 5 kilometers plus 15 kilometers, so it's 20 kilometers. And distance is a scalar, so we don't require to put in a direction. The next bit's a bit more difficult, and that's to calculate the displacement. What we need to look at is where his Mark finished his walk compared to where he started. Or another way to describe it is how far and in which direction would Mark need to walk from his start point to get to his finish point. So we need to apply Pythagoras at this stage. Undo that. I'll move the board up. So we say a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. A squared is equal to 5 squared plus 15 squared a squared is equal to 250. A is equal to 15.8 kilometers. And lots of people will think they've calculated the displacement now, but of course they've only done half the work for calculating the displacement, because they still need to give a direction. So if we go on to the next sheet and just remind ourselves that was north, and Mark had done this journey where this was 5 kilometers and this was 15 kilometers. What we now need to do is calculate this angle, but then go on to describe exactly where Mark is finished compared to where he started. So if we go to I would guess, third year maths, and use SOHCAHTOA, and we know the opposite, we know the adjacent, so we can work out the angle, which is actually the thing we want to know. So tan x degrees is equal to opposite divided by adjacent. Tan x degrees is equal to 15 divided by 3. X degrees is equal to inverse tan, oops, not 3, 5, thinking too far ahead. So x degrees is equal to the inverse of tan of 3, so x degrees is shift tan 3 will go 72 degrees. So this angle in here, rub it out now, we can say is 72 degrees. So how can you describe where Mark is compared to where he started? Well, he's on a bearing from north of 018 degrees, or he is 18 degrees east of north, or we can say he's 72 degrees north of east. This is where the majority of pupils lose their final mark. They're great at working out the distance, they can work out the magnitude of the displacement, they're even quite good at working out this angle, but just saying he's travelled 15.8 kilometres at 72 degrees is not accurate enough. You need to be able to describe fully his displacement, and you would need to use one of these descriptions. Give it as a three-figure bearing, or in this example we could say the 18 degrees east of north, or the 72 degrees north of east.